Hi, Jenee. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here today. Can
Hi, thanks for
I,
having me.
of course. So can you tell me a little bit about yourself and where you were before you signed up for the program?
So I am a mom of two and I'm married. So I have a, busy life, just like everyone does when you're married and have children. I've worked in my career now for the past 22 years. So, balancing a career and balancing home life can be a challenge. So prior to coming to you, where I was at was just not in a good state, not in my mind, my health, my body, physically, mentally, just not in a good place. And I was searching answers, and I was going to doctors or a doctor and explaining how I felt. And of course, you would leave there with nothing, or you would leave there with, here's some medication that you need to take. But after following their direction, I still just didn't feel good. I didn't feel like, I had a lot of energy every day. And yes, I'm getting older. I'm 46 years old and I'm not 20 and have that energy. But I just kept saying to myself, you can't tell me when you get to 46, this is how you should feel. Because if so, this is no fun. And nobody's prepared me for that. So I just, kept going to doctors. And then how I found you was this career. I was on a webinar Zoom call, just like we're doing today, and with Craig Wiggins Consulting. And there you were. And the whole time you were talking about coming into offices and helping teams and helping your team. And I felt like my team needed that as well here in the agency. But the whole entire time I thought, gosh, she's talking to me. She's talking to me. And, I could use her help. And so that's what led me to Andrea.
Yeah, and I can remember that first phone conversation. You were unsure too of if you were ready
Mhm.
and you had the time and you could make the space. And you made the time. I mean, it was beautiful to see your transformation from the
Mhm.
beginning, and then just even a couple months in, how much you were able to just shift your mindset and make
Mhm.
time to really take care of yourself. So I
Oh,
just
I remember that. I remember telling you
yeah.
that I didn't have time. I couldn't do the meeting then. Could we start it here? And I just remember just you just being very, just like you are today. And it's like, I just need a little bit of your time. Like, you can do this. Like, and so I'm glad that I did. But yes, yes. If you are like me and you're busy, and we are all busy, I understand that. But you have to make it a priority. And I wasn't making me a priority. And I did not realize that at the time, that I was not making myself a priority, which was affecting me physically and mentally.
Absolutely. Yeah. Can you tell me a little bit about your wins physically and mentally and what you experienced through the program?
Physically, I feel healthier and stronger. Like, I was really starting to feel weak. I was having a lot of inflammation in my body. My body was hurting every day, and especially my hands. And I thought at the beginning I had arthritis. Again, that was one of the doctors I went to, getting no answers. And I thought after 22 years of being in this office and typing, I was going to have to tell my business partner, I can't type anymore. My hands hurt so bad every day. And then my knees were hurting. So for that, just, physically, I feel healthier. I feel stronger. That pain in my body, it's gone away. It's gone away. My hands do not hurt every day. My knees do not hurt every day. So mentally, I am calmer. I am calmer. Um, I am happier, trying to see the joy in things a little bit more and be present. So from the standpoint of that, I'm not miserable every day. And I think some of you listening will know what I'm talking about. Just, you're miserable, but you're still getting up every day and trying to put a good face on and push through the day for everybody.
Exactly. As I was thinking when you were saying that, it's that push through the day instead of waking up with the, I get to experience the day.
Mhm.
What can I make of today? It's going to be an amazing day. It's that pushing through that, you went from pushing through to being excited about the day and curious about things and trying. Like you were so consistently trying, and you, even if you were a little hesitant in the beginning to try something, you went for it. And little by little, you saw more and more improvement. And I'm just, I know I've told you, but I'm just very proud of you and your whole journey.
Oh, I was very hesitant, like definitely. And just a little bit about me. I'm a worrier, guys. I worry about everything and I will talk myself out of anything and all of the but what ifs, you know. But if you can learn to let that go, and that takes time. I didn't learn that in 1 month with Andrea. I've had to work on myself for several months. For a whole year, we've spoken, worked with each other. But if you can do that, you can change how you feel about things. I now start every day with today's going to be a great day. And you have to say that. I say it out loud every day instead of, I got to go to work. Oh, I got to run my son here. Oh, I got to do this. Did you just start it out with today's going to be a great day and then let everything in the day unfold as it's going to anyways?
Yeah, absolutely. Great advice. What advice would you give somebody that's considering the program?
I would definitely tell you to do it, and to push those fears away. Push that voice in your head saying, you know, it could be saying a lot of things. It could be saying, I'm not going to have support in my household. You know, my children aren't going to want to eat some of these things. My husband isn't going to be supportive. You know, you push all of that away and just tell yourself, I'm at a point where I have to do this for me. I have to try it. What else do I have to lose? I mean, what else do I have to lose? And that's where I was. And it was difficult for me because, you know, in order to shift and change things, it does come with a cost, right? So
Yeah.
I sat down and had to talk to my husband, which was very difficult for me because I've always been taught, you know, you don't show weakness, you don't show your vulnerabilities, you know, and I've learned that throughout this journey that it is okay and others will not necessarily view you as weak. So for me to sit down and just explain to my husband, here's where I'm at and here's how I feel, and I have to do something, you know, and get his support, which he was so supportive of, you know, he was amazing with it. You know, do it. Just do it. You will find what you're worrying about most of the time is the complete opposite.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I know being vulnerable was something we talked about early on,
Yeah.
and that it's more of a
Yeah.
strength. And this is just an
Yeah.
attestament to your vulnerability, that you're here today, willing to talk about your journey and share with others, that you could
Yeah.
help someone else, and how amazing it is to see that, to be vulnerable and share your story. So thank you for
Yeah.
that.
Yes. And one of the things I learned, I'm very silent. So I hold it in. And to you on the outside, I look like my life is great. And I'm very detrimental to myself. So you do need to sit down and talk to those that you can trust. If you can trust someone, and you do need to do that, and it will help you on your journey.
And thank you for trusting me. I mean, that was,
Oh, absolutely.
you know, we came a long way from the
Yeah.
beginning, and being able for you to open up to me, and it was a big step for you. So I do appreciate you
Yeah.
putting that trust
No,
in.
absolutely. Listen, I remember telling you like spaghetti squash.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, I told her, I was like, I'll try it for you, but I'm probably not going to like that because I don't like squash. It is one of my favorite all-time meals. I love it. So Andrea has taught me that get out of your comfort zone. There's so many foods that I never thought I would eat in my life, and I love them and I crave them.
Yeah, that's really, I'm so proud of you with the spaghetti squash. It's one of my favorites too.
It's the one I remember the
Yeah.
most, telling you, I'll try it, but I don't
I
think
know,
I'm going
you're
to like
like,
it.
that's weird. Okay, can I ask you, was there anything that surprised you about the program, or maybe how you went through it, how the change was, or, you know, what you were
Yeah.
expecting?
Yeah. What I've learned about myself, I'll tell you probably the most surprise is just what I've learned about myself, and how to address things differently. You know, just because things can stem all the way back from our childhood. And you and I went through that too. and you don't think it can, but it can. And I've learned that as well. And so that helps you get through that while you're on your journey. So what all I've learned about myself, and just to be honest, again, with those that you can trust, and this isn't, don't go out and tell every single person, but those that you can trust and work with, you'll learn a lot about yourself, and you'll also learn ways to handle things that are very simple that you think you should know, but you don't do. And so those have been, the most surprising.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And could you tell us, do you feel this was a good investment? We talked about this a little bit in the beginning, time, because a lot of people feel, okay, I don't have the time. Do you feel like it was a good investment of your time and money?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm still investing, the time and the money, as working with Andrea has led me, even into other areas with her advice, to continue my health journey mentally and physically. And so, yes, absolutely. It does take time. And yes, there is an expense that comes with it. Unfortunately, in this world, they just make it to be healthy. It's just so expensive, but that's another topic for another day. But it is worth it. If you can wake up every day and feel better and feel stronger, and mentally too, just mentally feel like you want to do the day, I think it's worth it. I think it's worth every penny.
Thank you.
You're
And
welcome.
lastly, do you feel you're still able to use the tools that I've taught you? Are you still incorporating those in your day-to-day life?
Oh, absolutely. So I start every day with meditation. I use the Calm app. Andrea, shared that Calm app with me. I use the Pause app. Andrea shared that with me. I have both of those. I love both of those. And I start my day with that every day. And then, yes, I talk to myself, call that crazy, but I will remind myself stuff that Andrea's taught me, and I will say it to myself to stop myself from going into a bad habit. But then also, I just don't meditate in the morning. If I'm having more of a stressful day, I'll walk away for 10 minutes, walk away from whatever you're doing and run through one of your breathing exercises. When Andrea started me on meditation, just for everybody, I was like, another thing. Okay, I'll try this, but I've never been a meditation person. I love it. And for my personality, I needed that. I needed to calm down. I operate very high strung to begin with. I'm not my husband. He's the opposite. He's very laid back and go with the flow. That's not me. That's never going to be me. So that was the first thing I had to accept. But then how do I calm me a little bit? And that's one of the things that really helps, it helps calm me.
Yeah, it's that balance, like we talked about, when most of us, or a lot of us, are that quick, rush. And we have that meditation or the breathing exercises that balance us. That's where we heal physically and mentally. So that's what you did. I showed you the tools, but you used them. And no matter what you went through as we worked together, you were consistently keeping up with them, and it paid off. And it was wonderful and amazing to watch. So it was just a great journey. And I really, really appreciate you sharing today too with all of us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you for being
Yeah.
here. And thank
Yeah,
you.
rushing's a big one. That's a big one for everybody.
It is.
It's a big one for me. And I still work on that every day, reminding myself, and not overbooking. And I'm learning to say no more. I'm working on that too. I'm a people pleaser. So I want to make everybody in my life that I love and I care about happy. I've learned that about myself. So you'll learn some things about yourself and how to not rush and overbook yourself. And that has helped me to feel better mentally and physically, is not committing to everyone and everything.
Yeah. It's a beautiful lesson learned.
I wish I would have known it a long time ago. Listen, if you were on the edge of signing up with Andrea, I'm telling you, I wish I would have met her 10, 15 years ago.
Thank you so much, Jenee. I so appreciate that. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your time.
Yeah, wonderful.
And
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for opening up and sharing your story with us. And I so appreciate you.